Hey everyone, my name is Crystal Jagrup and this is Empowered by Women Business Class. This is a new mini-series we're introducing to our YouTube and podcast platforms that I am so excited to finally be bringing to you all. Most of you are already familiar with the interviews we do with other women entrepreneurs where we dive into a little bit more of their stories with how they got started and where their businesses are today. Don't worry, those interviews aren't going anywhere. But this mini series is going to be diving into strategies and not just stories. We'll be collaborating with select women-owned and led brands to dive into all of those juicy things that are really going to help you uplevel your business, develop new skills, and break down any mindset barriers you might be holding on to as an entrepreneur. Each collaboration will be a multi-part series within this mini series so that we can really focus on specific topics with experts in all of those fields. Each episode will drop on the first Thursday of every month, so make sure you stay tuned, have your pen and paper ready to take notes so we can really build that business of your dreams. All right, let's get into it. So today is part one of our three-part collaborative series with Inventora. Inventora is an inventory management system, if you weren't able to guess that from the name. And it really started from the founder, Diana Allen, who's also the founder of home fragrance brand, Terra, who really needed an inventory management system for herself, and there just wasn't a great solution online that was really tailored to small businesses. So I'm so excited to welcome Delmith Morales here today, who's really become like one of the faces of Inventora, and she is the head of growth and partnerships. And we're going to be diving into all things inventory management today. So Delmith, thank you so much for joining us.
No, thank you so much for giving me the time and for giving me this opportunity. We're loving to do this sessions with you. I know that you have been a very important part of the partnerships of Inventora, so I'm really thankful for this space.
I am so grateful for it as well. That's something that we can continue to talk about in the future. I know we have a webinar planned on your platform as well. And I just love this really collaborative relationship that we've been able to build. So I'm glad that we can start doing this series as well. So let's dive into it. Inventory management. I mean, it seems pretty straightforward, but break it down for us. What is that and why is it so important, especially to small businesses?
Yes, I think inventory, when we hear that word for us, is like, oh my gosh, it's numbers, it's calculations, and obviously being a maker, it's not the fun task, right? It's something that you try to avoid in like the daily tasks. But however, I'm also a small business owner. I work with artisans and we make products, handmade products. So I know that inventory is so important in order to be able to scale your business. So the first thing that you need to know is what is inventory management. So inventory management basically is any system or spreadsheets, whatever works for you, that allows you to see how much stock you need to order, and it will also alert you when to order it. And it will involve your raw materials to the finished products and also the storing and selling of your products. So mainly is going to be helping you with the basic things in order to keep going like with your business, right? So managing your inventory, being a handmade business, you need to keep track of a lot of things, right? Raw materials, finished products. If you have an e-commerce shop, you need to keep track of those sales. And it is so important to prevent waste and also save cost and time. That, of course, we're always looking to be more productive and be more cost effective. And of course, it is built to organize inventory through the supply chain and covers items purchased to store. So sell and billing and all of those things included, right? And also something that is very important and people don't see is that it can gives you the benefit of optimize inventory levels and reduce costs. Because if you don't have inventory management in your business, you're going to say, oh my gosh, I'm running out of stock of this material and maybe I need to order, or we'll see if I need to order again. And you start like guessing what you need instead of doing your numbers, doing your calculations and say, hey, okay, right now is the correct time to order something important, right? So everyone says, maybe I need to start tracking my inventory when my business is bigger, when I'm already doing some retail sales or something like that. But for me, the smaller you are, the easier it gets to start tracking your inventory. So it's easier for you to keep track of just, for example, 2 products and at least 5 raw materials. So if you start from the very beginning, you're going to have that habit, and it is going to be something that you are going to be easily going to take in the scale of your business. So if you don't know when to start, I think the answer is to start right away.
That's such a
And
great tip to start small, right? Because you're right that we do have that hesitation and people are waiting until they're a little bit bigger, but start now so you can get the practice in when your business is
yeah,
still a little small.
absolutely. Yeah, and you're not gonna get overwhelmed, because I had that experience, and I wish I could start it since the very beginning. But my husband at the time, my husband was working with me in my business, and he was like, okay, I'm going to give you, because he's a industrial engineer. So he was like, I'm going to do all the numbers, and I'm going to help you with the all the invoices and cost of goods and all of those things. And I was like, an inventory. And I was like, oh, okay, but let's do that maybe 3 times a year or something that could work. And he was like, no, that is not going to work. You need to start doing that regularly in order to make the business function. So I think if you don't know where to start, I'm going to give you some tips of your best practices so you can have an optimal inventory management. So the first tip, I think, is an easy one to get started with, is organization. Maybe maybe you have all your materials and products in a shelf of your home or in a room. So start trying to organize that. Maybe separate a shelf for packaging supplies, another for your products specifically, and the other one for raw materials. And keeping that organization will give you like a very good sense of what you have in stock, and you'll have a better sense of what you need to order again or what you need to make. So organization is one of the best things that you can start with, and because it would tie up your inventory tracking, and you know the exact moment when stock gets low. So it will give you a better understanding on how frequently you need to order supplies, and also you will know your cost of goods for each one of your products. So it would truly maximize your profits of the business. So organization, maybe it's something that you didn't know that it was so important, but for me, is the easiest step that you can, like the step number 1 to start having an optimal inventory management.
I
And
do have a quick question about that before you dive in further. So one of the questions that we did solicit from one of our followers on Instagram was, how do you stay organized? I think especially with small business owners, right? We're home, we don't have a lot of space. So just from your experience with your small business, or maybe anything you know about Diana and Tara, are there any like must-have organization tools that you found really helpful to keep very organized in a potentially small space?
well, I love to have like the products in shelves, maybe not like all around the floor or something. I need to have shelves. And then I try to just bring, for example, if I'm preparing an order, and I have a bunch of orders that I need to do, but I try to focus and do, okay, I'm going to do this one first, grab everything I need, put it and to make it everything and prepare everything, and then move on. But try to do a step by step, and then after I finish, maybe I'm exhausted and maybe I don't know, I don't want to do anything else, but I try to clean the space every time I finish. So I think doing that can help you stay organized.
Great tip. That's something that I need to work on.
Yeah, it's
And
hard.
it really would be so helpful because, if you don't clean up after yourself, then you're kind of just like looking for everything all over
Yes.
again.
Yeah.
Great tip.
And then the second step for an optimal inventory management is to choose an inventory method. Maybe this is something that not everyone knows, but there are two inventory methods that are very common, that it's FIFO and LIFO. So FIFO means first in, first out, and LIFO last in, first out. So I'm going to explain a little bit like the benefits of each one of them and what I recommend for handmade businesses. So when using LIFO method, the most recent items of inventory are used to value your cost of goods and are sold first. So in other words, the older inventory, which is kind of like they're most likely to be cheaper, will be sold later. And with the inflation, of the economy that exists right now, the current COGS will be, of course, are going to be expensive. So this is because the new inventory will be like more expensive. As a result, the business would record lower profits for the period, but the reduced profit of or earnings means that you are going to have lower tax liability. So it's something that you need to like see if it fits with your business. But now with FIFO is like the oldest inventory is used first. So FIFO leaves the newer and more expensive inventory to be sold later. And this means that in the future, that is going to be cheaper. So as a result, FIFO can increase your net income because inventory that might be several years old or years old will acquire for a lower cost, and you can sell it for a higher price. So the higher income means that the company will have higher tax liability, but you are going to be able to sell your products more with a higher price, and your cost of goods are going to be lower. So for most handmade businesses, with this being said, I highly recommend to use FIFO. It's the ideal method because it is also more transparent and easier to use than LIFO method, and it provides a more accurate reflection of the current value of your inventory. And with this being said, I know that some of you already know how Inventora works, but I must say that we use this method in order to calculate and do all the automation process in the system. We use FIFO method, and we truly believe that it is like the most accurate inventory method for handmade businesses. This third step for having an optimal inventory management is having a process of doing audits in your business. Regular audits will help you stick with the process that you have set for a reason. And I love to do audits. Maybe it's not fun to look around your shelves or your room with your products and go one by one, just checking and everything. Maybe it's not a fun task, but it is totally necessary because you're going to see how your business is doing, which products are selling, which ones have been in your shelves for many months, and you say maybe it's time to do a sale, or maybe it's time to do something different with them, or maybe not doing them again. It will give you like a whole vision of how your business is doing. So it also will give you an excellent opportunity to see what is working with your business and what is not. So it is honestly something that I highly recommend. Maybe don't do it weekly. For me, maybe once a month it's good, or twice a month if you're like selling a lot or you need to keep track of everything like more constantly. But also the audits will bring like the weakest spots of your business. So maybe your weakness is that I don't know, you're overdoing a lot of products. So the audits will reflect that because you're going to see a lot of a product in your shelves. So it will show all of the things that you need to improve and also all the things that are working. So it will help you stay focused on what really matters and avoid the things that are not working and make that time more effective in things that are really going to work with your business.
That's such a great point because I think a lot of people, especially that are just starting out, they tend to tie inventory with like just something that they have to do for tax purposes.
Yeah.
But it really is a great source for all of that data because you can think in your head, like, this is my best selling product, this is the one I want to keep focusing on. And then when you really like look at what you have in stock and what's been moving, then you start to see all those things that you might have overlooked in the past. And you're like, wow, people are really loving this, or people are really not liking what I thought they were loving. And that can affect, how you move forward in a really positive way.
Yes, definitely. And I think that the audits are a good start point to start developing marketing strategies as well, because you're going to see, as I mentioned, what is working and what is not. And you can start with that data to build marketing strategies that are going to bring a more effective result for your business. So I think it's a very important thing to do. And then I think the fourth step is to automate your business. Now we have tons of tools. I've seen a lot of things that help you with marketing, other things that can help you with organization, like Planoly or Klaviyo with email automation. I don't know, we have tons of resources that can help you with tasks that can take a lot of time for you. And I love the quote that says, work smarter, not harder, because for us that we are doing everything for our business, we need to automate automate our businesses the much as we can. So for me to have a a system that can automate my inventory management, it was like the cherry on top of everything, because it's not a fun task, and it is so much better to rely on a system that can help you. And of course it is going to have less human errors, of course, because it is a system, and probably some errors will happen, but it would be like happening not that constantly. And the key benefits of having an inventory system that can help you with inventory is that you're going to be avoiding running out of stock. That is something that can happen if you don't have an inventory management. You are going to know when your items are expiring, if you have items that expire, of course, and when promotions may be needed to move a stock prior to the date. Also, it will help you maintain enough stock to account for normal increases of demand, tracking your sales, your cost, your product invoices, reports, and all of those things that doing it manually all the time, it will take like a lot of your time. And having this automatically, it will be something really needed for everyone. And of course, it will help you improving your organization and optimization of your business. And maybe you were thinking, okay, but what can I use for this? And we have been talking about Inventora, of course. And here's where I highly recommend it, because Inventora can help you with all of that. You're not going to be having a spreadsheet for raw materials and sales and wholesale sales and everything. You're going to have everything in just one place. That is something that I love of the system. You can have your customers' information. You can have reports that says that can keep track of your sales and tells you which products are your best sellers, who are your loyal customers as well, so you can reward them with something special in the holidays or something like that. If you have everything in just one place and it is connected with everything, so it will make your process and optimization of your business so much easier. So, and we know that inventory is also built by a candle maker. So all the features that we have in the system are very well thought for makers. So this is something really unique that I love. And then maybe this is my last point, is the benefits of tracking your inventory. I know that we have been talking about it, but some of the key points that really reflect a good inventory management is first, that you're going to reduce your supply overspending. So you know how important it is to be cost efficient, right? So managing your inventory can be a huge factor in reducing overspending, because when you manage your inventory, you know at all times what do you have in stock, how much of a supply you need to order, and when to order it. So you are not going to be wondering when you need more. You are going to have a data there that says, hey, right now is the perfect time to do it. So you're going to be able to have a more accurate budget for it, for supply orders and for product making. And you are going to be able to, for example, right now you don't need to do any supply orders, so that budget you can use it for a marketing strategy that you want to do or something like that. So that one is one of the key benefits of inventory tracking. Another one is that you're going to be able to forecast product demand, because you know you're going to have a better sense of how your products are moving. So when you manage your inventory, you will avoid to have too many products in stock. This is something that we make at the beginning because we're too excited and we think that we're going to sell a lot, and we do a lot of a product. And inventory tracking can help you see how many of a product you actually really need to make. So that one is another one. Then a delivery speed improvement. I love this because people love to have and receive their orders on time. And maybe if you don't have inventory management in place, you're going to say, oh my gosh, I didn't know that I need to order something. I need to go to the suppliers and ask for them if they can give me the materials. And your delivery date is going to be not what you expected, and your customers are going to be not that satisfied because they're receiving their product late. But with inventory tracking in place, you know that you have your stock levels accurate once you receive a sale, and you're going to be able to make that product on time and deliver it on time. And with this being said, the reduced supply overspending, forecasting product demand, and delivery speed improvement, the result of this is that you're going to have a really good customer satisfaction. That honestly, for me, it's the rewarding thing for a business owner to have happy customers. And the combination of those three benefits is to have customer satisfaction, because you're going to be able to give them the product that they want at the time that they want, and everything is going to be okay. So I think that's what I wanted to share with you guys. It is, in a brief context, what inventory management can do for your business. And honestly, when you start doing it, you're going to see the benefits of doing it. So you said you're going to not leave it behind. And of course, if you use an inventory software like Inventora, you will see that it's not a board task to do. So I think that is it. I don't know if you want for me to share something else, or you have any other question.
I do have a few questions actually, thank you. But I did want to just say, like, I think it's really incredible to see how something that it really is like a very core fundamental necessity for your business to have a solid inventory tracking system. And while investing in something like Inventora, for those that don't yet have some kind of management system, it might seem like a luxury, but again, it really is so necessary.
Yeah.
And you can see just from everything that you've just shared that it trickles down to everything else, right? It affects your marketing, it affects your customer service. It
Yeah.
can give you higher profits in the end. So it's not just about counting how many things that you have. There's so much more to it. So I did have a few questions for the
Mhm.
auditing. It can sound kind of daunting, right? Oh my gosh, I have to audit something. For Inventora, is there a way to like make sure that you're doing it correctly? Like, does it give you like warnings or error messages if you're kind of missing something?
Well, what Inventora does for you is we've seen that a lot of people have tons of products and tons of raw materials. So once you input everything in the system, you have categories. So maybe today you're going to do just one category of raw materials, maybe fragrance oils, for example. So Inventora allows you to do an audit just for that. So you can just see what you have in stock in the system, and you can print it. You can print the list, or you can walk with your iPad or your laptop and start checking, and you can add a note of the if there's any differences of the in the stock levels, and you can add a note and say, why are you having a difference in this raw material? So that's how the system works. I think it's something really useful. Maybe you don't want to do an audit for everything in one day, so we allow you to do it by categories, and you are also going to have all the audits that you have done while using the system in, they're going to be there with you if you want to double check everything maybe later once you are done with the audit.
And for Inventora, do you think it's feasible for like every level of business, whether you're really established and you do have like multiple SKUs and you're selling quite a bit, and also for those brand new businesses that don't have much product, is it kind of feasible and user friendly for everyone?
Absolutely. I think that is something that a lot of our users say about the system, that is so user-friendly and easy to understand. We have tons of tutorial videos in our YouTube channel, but people say, hey, I know, once you start using it, you are learning by yourself how to use it. And the good thing is that you can accustom the system for what you need. So maybe someone is going to use the system for a skincare and they are going to use it differently. And a candle maker is going to use it differently, but it works for both of them. So I think that is something really good for the system. And if you're just starting, a really good thing about Inventory is that we have a free plan. So if you just have a small inventory of products and raw materials, I think the free plan is really good for you to start and create that habit of keeping track of your inventory. And once you start growing, you can make the transition to the business plan that it's super affordable. It's $19, and it is going to help you and make that transition, and you're going to have everything already in the system. So it's going to be easier for you.
So this is not just for handmade businesses though, right?
No, if you are also we have a lot of suppliers as well using the system. And if you just buy your finished products, you can also add them there. Like if you buy a product for a supplier, for example, that it's already made, you can also keep track of them there.
And then can you also tell us like what extra goodies they get if they do decide to go with the business plan? What is the difference between that and the free plan?
Yes, so one of the main features is that you are going to be able to integrate your e-commerce shop. So if you have Wix, Square, WooCommerce, Shopify, or Etsy, you're going to be able to integrate your shop with Inventora. So I love that because you're going to have your sales in just one place. If you receive a sale on Etsy, you're going to have it in Inventory as well. And your products and raw materials are going to be automatically deducted. You can keep track of your sales and your customers. So you have a better sense of which ones are your loyal customers as well. Um, that's one of the main reasons to have a business plan. If you have an e-commerce shop, I suggest to have the business plan. And we also have a report section that helps you know how your business is doing. If you have the free plan, you're just going to have an inventory breakdown of the value of your raw materials and the value of the finished products that you have in stock. But if you have the business plan, you're going to be able to see the reports of your sales on Etsy specifically, or Shopify sales. How many orders have you received during a period of time? Your loyal customers, your bestseller products, the least likable products. You're going to have all that data there. And also, as we mentioned, it is going to help you figure out what things can you do for marketing, things that you can improve in your business as well. I think that that's one of like those two are the main features that can be a part of the business plan that are really like a game changer.
Awesome. Well, we love a free plan, but we also love a really good integration. Anything to make
Right.
our lives easier, right? As small business owners, we do quite a bit. So we
Yeah.
need all those little things to kind of just streamline and automate everything for us, like you said. And then, of course, for our EBW VIP members, you do get a 20% off discount, whether it's their monthly plan or their yearly plan. So definitely check that out on the Girl Boss Talk forum on our Empowered by Women website. But Delmith, this has been so amazing. I know, well, of course, all of our audience, or not all, but potentially all, most of them are small business owners, and I know are going to get so much value out of this conversation alone. And then Inventora, if they do decide to become a member with Inventora, you guys have such a great community. I've seen all of your tutorial videos, and you really do make it easy for everyone that is just trying to create lives that they love. So I appreciate that so much. And I appreciate you for joining us today. So thank you, Delma.
No, thank you so much for your time. And I hope this helps you in, I don't know, in any area of your business. I hope this helps you.
Absolutely. And for those of you that are tuning in, whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on your favorite podcast platform, be sure to tune in next month where we're going to be talking about all things determining your pricing, which is a really juicy topic that I'm excited to dive into. So thank you again, and I'll see you all soon.
Thank you.